And now it's time for Training Camp Today with Neil Roberts and the Minnesota Vikings.
He started a career-high 12 games last season before being placed on IR. Offensive guard Nick Easton joins us. And Nick, you came over in the Gerald Hodges trade back in 15. This really had to be a rewarding season for you last year.
Yeah, I mean, that was my first season as a full-time starter. Obviously, it ended a little sour for me, so looking to go in and change that this year.
Now, you've played a lot of guard for the Vikings. You've also played some center. Do you like having that versatility, or would you rather just find one spot and stick with it?
I think, every spot's a different challenge, so it keeps things fresh and breaks up the monotony.
Hey, we'll talk that O-line when we come back.
Third Eye Blind. Live in concert. Forebears Casino and Lodge, Saturday, August 25th. Get tickets now at the Forebears Players Club and forebearscasino.com. The EP, We Are Drugs, is available everywhere now. There's more at thirdeyeblind.com.
In 2011, 3 of Taylor Burhow's best friends were killed by a drunk driver in Mandan, North Dakota. That drunk driver was Taylor. He was sentenced to prison.
I killed 3 of my best friends because I drove after drinking alcohol. Don't do what I did. Make a decision today to always drive sober.
Buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the North Dakota Department of Transportation through Vision Zero.
We're back with offensive lineman Nick Easton. And Nick, the Vikings brought in a couple of pieces last year in free agency in Riley Reef and Mike Remmers. They've added a few more this year, including a couple draft picks. How do you see this O-line shaping up?
I think it's going to be great. I mean, the pieces are coming together. Everyone's getting experience. We're all trying to step in motion together, and the clock's ticking, so we got to get it together.
Last year you guys had some really solid games. Kind of maybe no coincidence when you went out, maybe they struggled a little bit more. Rough game in the playoffs against Philadelphia. So what's that next step for the line now?
It's a new year, so it's hard to compare to last year. We obviously lost Joe, so being a cohesive unit this year is going to be important and playing well for Kirk.
Speaking of a new year, your first few years with the Vikings down in Mankato, now you guys are up at the Performance Center here in Egan. What are your impressions of the facility?
Unbelievable. Just a step into the future now where we might have been in the past before. We loved Mankato, but it's really nice to be close to home too.
All right, Nick, hey, really appreciate your time. Have a great 2018 and healthy.
Thank you.
All right, Nick Easton with us, everybody. That concludes this edition. If you missed one, check us on the website, trainingcamptoday.com. Until next time, I'm Neil Roberts.
You've been listening to Training Camp Today, brought to you in part by the North Dakota Department of Transportation, by Forebears Casino and Lodge in Newtown, North Dakota, and by the Wildcats Bar and Grill in Egan, your Vikings headquarters.